As part of my digital creativity series, I wanted to take a look at Microsoft Sway. So I don't know if you've tried it out. And the feedback I get from a lot of people is that it just seems too difficult to start with. And that's exactly the experience I had. So the first tip that I can give you is don't start from a template, rather start from blank. And I'm going to take you through that very quickly. This is the Sway homepage. So if you go to Microsoft, to the office.com portal and you log in to Sway, this is the page you'll receive. And this shows you your recent page, your sways, your pinned sways, etc. Just a quick one here. So you'll see that there's an untitled sway. If you want to delete a sway, there's actually no way to delete it here. So the easiest way to achieve that is to click here on more templates. Oh, that's the templates. The easiest way to achieve that is to click here on all sways. And it then gives you a list, which means it then has little settings as well. So see, there's the ellipsis, which means I can now click on that and say delete. So that's the easiest way to actually remove the sways. So to start a new sway, I'm just going to go to sway. To start a new sway, you can just start from blank. The idea of a sway is to publish something digitally. So think of PowerPoint or a PDF or something cool like that, but it looks like a web page, and that's what I like about sways. So if I look at the sway, the first thing is that you can add a background image for it to start, and you can add a title to your sway. So I've just got my images open here on the left-hand side of my screen. So I'm going to just drag an image right on there, which really makes it easy. And I'm going to call the sway Digital Literacy Impact. Of course, I always have a lot to say about that. You can add focus points as well, which means you can focus on a specific area on the image. So for example, a logo or something that you don't want it to crop on different devices, because remember, this will crop based on the device that you're using, whether it's an iPad or a tablet or your phone. So there we go. I've got a background image, I've got a title for this, and now if I click on the plus, and this nearly reminds you of web parts and SharePoint Online, you can actually add different cards. So under suggested, you'll have headings, text, images, stacks. Under text, I have headings, text. Under media, I have image, video, audio, embed, and upload. So this image, video, and audio, these are actually files that you upload. So don't get confused with any stream videos you might have. And then group is a very cool way that I use to group my images and things together. And it doesn't just have to be images. It could be text cards or motivational cards or something, but it would be JPEGs or images that you load in that. You can also load videos into these formats. So this is just the format that it groups your content for you. Automatic, grid, comparison, stack, and slideshow. So firstly, we can add some text, and you'll see there's the text that comes up. I'm just going to copy and paste some text in here. So once you've pasted it, you can actually change bold, italic, add it as bullets, add even links to it. So read more here. So I can say read more, and I can highlight that and add a hyperlink to it like you would in a normal Office document. So this is also where you can say it must be big text or just a smaller focused. And I can set that to bigger. And I'm going to just set that to bold. I just use the shortcut there, so that's emphasis, then, or emphasize. Then I can add images as well. So if I go to the groupings, which I like using, I'm going to just say grid, and I'm going to add a couple of images on there. So let's just grab some images that we can use. This sometimes takes quite a while to load based on how large those images is. So large, not pixel size, but how many megs that image is, and also based on where you're based and how fast your Wi-Fi is, of course. My upload speed is definitely not that fast in South Africa. At least I've gone from 0.5 average upload to 25, so that's a good start. But it takes a couple of minutes just to load those based on how big the images are. You can add more media here as well. So under embed is actually what I'd like to show you. So when you go embedded code, if I go to Microsoft Forms, this form that I built in a previous little video, you'll see that when I go to sharing, it gives me the ability to say I want the embedded code, and there's actually the code. So I can copy that and say that in my sway, I want to have a little form that they fill in, okay? And then of course, I can do the same with videos. So if I go media again and I go embed and I go to stream, here's that video that I loaded. So there you'll see sharing, and under sharing, this is the normal link, but there you'll see the embedded code. So see there, I'm going to just copy that and I go back to my sway and say that I want to insert that video there. So of course you can add even more videos And here's a cool one I want to show you. So under grouping, it's comparison, sorry. Comparison, you can actually use before and after photos, which is pretty cool. Or black and white and color photos. Or, you know, maybe a photo of someone as a baby and now a photo of someone as an adult. So I'm going to just add 2 images there. I'll show you what those images looks like in a bit. And then another really cool one that you can use as well under group is the stack one. Hold on a sec. Just press add web part. That always helps. I'm going to just add some images. So adding text, very, very easy. Putting hyperlinks in, changing the focus of the images and what they should present like. You'll see all of these has different ways to actually put these images in there. So let's just change that. And this one as well, we also want to have medium. And this one we also want as large. Then also important is that you can then play to see what it looks like. But under your design, which is here on the left hand side, if I go to design, you'll see that there's styles. So when I go to styles, I can choose different text font layouts for my presentation. I'll just choose that crazy purple for right now. And then also you can choose different styles. I always use this style, and that's the one that scrolls to the right like it pages like books nearly. But it all depends on what you want to achieve. This vertical one is great for building an extra product brochure that you want to add to your website as a URL, because it actually feels just like another web page that it opens. So that's a brilliant idea for adding pieces onto your external website, or even building CVs and things. Just think of infographic and digital CVs. There's a remix button as well, so you can just keep on clicking remix. And then something I want to show you on is settings. There, when I go to my sways, create new, duplicate this, you can create a template, export it, it'll export it as a PDF, so the scrolling down one works better as that. If I go to settings, this was very cool for me. There's an autoplay, which means I can set it to start playing automatically, because a lot of times people open it and they're not quite sure what they're supposed to do. So let's go play and see what this looks like. See how that just scrolls that image. So I must probably incorrectly call it parallax scrolling, but it's quite a cool option. So see there, it's actually scrolling on its own, which I can think is cool. And it does tell you here in the bottom that you can adjust your own autoplay settings. So that's pretty cool. So it'll actually move across. So you can set the speed slower as well. A lot of people don't realize. So here's filling in the survey. Of course, that would have been too fast. Okay, so to fill in the survey, there's a video. There's my before and after photos. So if I go, so let's just stop the video. And I just want to go back to my sway. Just clear the preview. I definitely would be very, very careful to use the autoplay if they have content that they have to fill in. So let's just quickly set that autoplay again and show you when I click through myself. I'm going to switch that off, and I'm going to go to play and just show you what it does. So it opens this up onto the first page, and that's where it stops. You'll see that there's forward and backwards buttons. So I can go next. There's the text I want to read. There's some very, very cool images, but remember those can be text cards as well. There's the Microsoft form, which means I can fill it in directly, which I think is pretty cool. And there's a video. If you want to show them a video, remember I set the video to show full page. And then of course there's my before and after. So that's a photo of the beach, just for some fun. And there's my stack that's clicked through. So be careful of the autoplay if you have some interactive content that you have in there. And that, my people, is how easy Sway is. And of course, to share it, so very easy. I'm going to just click on this button again, close this preview. And if I go sharing, I can share to anyone in my org, so they need credentials to log in. Anyone with a link, so that would be for external. They can only view, or for people to edit this way as well. This is get the visual link, and this visual link. So you'll see that it brings a standard image in. But if I go to sharing and I'll say anyone with a link, let's take a look, get visual link. And it actually pulls through my image. So this you can copy and it pastes it right like that in email, which is pretty cool. So enjoy making your sways, and we'll catch up soon.